Look at there. I thought I might do another one of my bikes on Facebook videos. They're not really that popular, but I figure I'll try one again and see how it goes. So just, there's nothing actually where I live. I live in a very small town, so we'll just have a bit of a look. Now, it's a 1976 Honda 750. It's a K6. Now, $11,500. I mean, that's a lot of money. But then there's a lot of nostalgia in the 70s bikes, and the Honda in particular, even though this is not an early one, was one of the major big name motorcycles that opened the Japanese particularly up to the world. Now, 11.5 is a lot of money, but it's probably not really a lot of money when most new bikes go for twice that. So I don't think that's actually, I don't think it's actually too much. What do we got here? 2013 Harley Davidson Fat Boy for 9.5. Well, it looks pretty good, but he's a statutory write-off project bike, so you got to ask yourself, well, what's it actually going to be worth? I mean, once upon a time, all Harleys were worth gold, and then the GFC happened, and basically what happened there was every Harley Davidson in America got repossessed. And the dealers here were getting 2- and 3-year-old Harley Davidsons landed in Australia and complied for about $3,000. And instead of hiding them away and keeping the market going, what they did was flood the market with cheap bikes and absolutely destroyed the Harley market. So, Harley Davidsons are worth less now than they were 20 years ago. So there are certain models that are worth money. You've got to know about them to decide what's really worth money, and I'm not that much of a Harley person. 2010 Triumph TT 600 for $2,200. Let's see what he says. I mean, you got to understand my age. I was born in 69. I remember the year 2000. I remember September 11th and all that. Now, to me, anything made this century is a new bike. So I tend to look at this and I don't actually see a bike that is 14 years old. I see a bike that's fairly new. So she's a 2010 model. So she's 14 years old. Left hand side plastics need to be replaced. So not good photos of them, but I'd say she's been down on that side. So those need to be replaced. And the other thing I did see there was 109,000. So, or is that 10,900? Well, he's got 300,000 on it there, so I'd say that's 109,000. That's getting up there. I mean, especially for a non-Japanese bike. There, I've said it. You've always got to wonder. I bought my K75 BMW. At 10 years old with 120,000 Ks on it, and I sold it at 25 years old with over 200,000 Ks on it. I don't know, the speedo stopped working, but about 160,000, but and that thing never ever missed a beat. But that said, that was a BMW K75, that wasn't a Triumph TT 600. The Triumph would be much faster than the old K75, but I don't know about longevity. Okay, what do we got here? 250R, 2010. Once again, not that old, $1,200. Not a lot of money there. Rego ran out just under 3 months ago. Transfer Rego at buyer's expense for 1 more week. Alright, so I'll just explain that. This thing's not registered, but you do have a certain amount of time after you run out of registration where you can just pay the registration. So if you went and got the roadworthy, it could be transferred into your name. I'm not actually sure it can, but that's what they're saying. So that's not a bad deal. You got to put another, depending on how long you're registered for, but say another $500 to $800 on there for registration. You're still getting a 2010 bike. So yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so let's talk about nostalgia again. So I said the the 750 K6 was probably worth the $10,000. This is not worth anything. Not a scrap. It's a 1986 Kawasaki 450 LTD. No. No, they offer no... There's nothing to like about these. There's no reason to reminisce nicely about them unless you had one. $3,500 is not a lot of money for a motorcycle. It's more than that's worth. But if you had to buy one for $500 and make it good again, yeah, rego just expired once again. Then you've got to go through the whole getting it registered. You know, if it had rego, maybe that wouldn't be too bad. If it had, you know, if you knew you could go there, pay your money, and ride it away, that's a whole different scenario. Alright, just had to pop over to the other side of the page there because I couldn't find the close button on the big window. So let's have a quick look at this one. 213 Aprilia 750. Now I can't read that. Wonderful, wonderful job. Okay, so it's an Aprilia. Alright, let's just leave it at that. I think they're one of those boutique bikes worth a little bit more. It's 2013, so it's really only just gone 10 years old. $7,000. Registered till October. Like I said, I don't know much about it. It's not my type of bike. It's got that kind of motard look, which I really don't like. But it's still $7,000 for a 10-year-old Italian Exotica. Maybe a good deal. Now, what we got? A 74 Triumph Trident, 1974 Trident motor. Matching numbers, original miles, complete rebuild. And this is, like, once again, the nostalgia thing, and the fact this is English. 9,500. Now, look, I've got a 2006 Triumph. It's probably worth $6,000. So, or $5,000. So a new one of these is $20,000. So, you know, you sort of think, well, this is an old one. It's had the work done. If you want to be kicking your leg off and wondering whether you're going to make it home, yeah, this is the bike for you. You know, he's got all this bullshit here that people do. Don't bitch if your missus don't want you to have another bike. You put a deposit on it, then change your mind because she threatened to cut your man. I mean, this is all bullshit. This is just someone pretending that he's got something special. I mean, realistically, I get people who look at my Triumph and say, oh, pity it's not a real one. And I say, well, if by real one you mean a company that couldn't compete in the open world market and had to fold 40 years ago, yeah. If you mean something I can ride every day that starts when I push the button and stops, well, then I've got a real one. So that's just something you have to make your mind up about yourself. Now, as Yammie Noob would say, this is a wretched little bike. Okay, price drop, 500 Cafe Racer. I mean, not my style. I'm a fat bloke. That seat's too thin. But a Cafe Racer is a Cafe Racer. They're built for a reason. And this is $2,000. And, like, I don't think that's a lot of money for something that could be a lot of fun and something you can put your own expression into. He hasn't put on the, oh, no rego, no roadworthy, but for that money, if you had to spend another $500, you had to spend another $500. I mean, it's about what you like and something that is yours. This one's actually on my watch list. I'm been unemployed for 4 months, so I'm not up to spending any money at the moment, but that'll change soon. And then, you know, this is a 1996 model, so it's kind of in that have no value at all. But then again, it's a Blackbird. I mean, this was the fastest bike in the world at one stage. This is just an awful lot of bike for that much money. It is old. You will have to think about how much money you want to spend and how fast you're prepared to go on a bike that's nearly 30 years old. You know, these will These will see the other side of 250 kilometres an hour with no problem. So yeah, I'd like that one in the shed, but you can't afford to register everything. And here we go. What I got? A 1988 Honda 750, Honda Magnum V4, 2250. Now, once again, nothing there about roadworthy or rego, but considering it's $2,000 cheaper than the Kawasaki we looked at earlier, I once again don't think that this is such a bad deal. You know, it's a bit of a specialty bike. You either know about them or you've been looking for one. So, yeah, I reckon that'd be worth a look if you're in the market for that sort of thing. Now this here, I do quite like the look of, a 2009 Moto Guzzi Brevia. So she's 15 years old. It's done 113,000. It's 1,200. He's bought it 12 months ago and done less than 800 Ks in this time. So you know you do have to wonder why. Did he just go, oh yeah, that looks great, and then not ride it, or I don't know. I would like to ride it and see. He's not written anything there about registration and that, but I'm sure that could be negotiated. It's got rego on it there, so yeah, I like that. I don't know anything about Guzzis, but I just think that looks good to me. We'll see how many parts he's got for this one. Project bike, never got time. New coil packs, plugs and leads. Has electric start. Just needs carby work. Yeah. Look, depending on what did you want it to do with it. I mean, I'm not a big cafe racer kind of bloke. You can see he's done the mucking about with the rear guard here, and yeah, just made it look a bit crap. But yeah, you could put a little seat in there. I think that'd be nice. You could make that whatever you wanted it to be, and not a lot of money to start with. So yeah, it's not something I would probably take on, but I can see a few people my age who would. And this, oh my lord, selling my 1996 custom XV bobber, comes with rego until May, no RO, no roadworthy certificate, but can provide details of a contact. Alright, so let's step through that. Okay, now, style is a personal thing. I don't actually mind this, although once again, my fat butt's not going to do too good on that seat, and these pipes are useless, but loud. This is a 250. You're going to look a bit of a twonk, but I don't know. If you're younger, or it's a bike for your missus, or whatever. Now, he says registered but no roadworthy, but may provide deals of a contact, which means he knows someone who will give you a bodgy roadworthy. Now, you see these side plates here. I do see bikes for sale registered for them. Now, the rule on registration is that if you're standing behind the bike, the number plate must be visible on a full 45 degree from either side. So there is no way that that number plate is legal. However, I didn't think that the rear indicators on my Triumph were legal, and I got a roadworthy for it. So I guess it just depends on who's going to be doing the roadworthy and how much leeway they'll give you. I mean, that's a lot of money for a little bike, but then it's had a lot of work done to it. If that's the sort of style you like. Yeah, and you know the Virago is a bulletproof engine. It's going to run forever. So, yeah. This one here has really piqued my interest. I don't know a lot about them. I just love the way it looks. She's 1,000cc. The old man's R1. I'm an old man. More ergonomical way to ride an R1. 6 months rego, new fork seals, roadworthy condition. 76,000 Ks, but it's 1,000cc. You know, it's a big engine. It'll plug along. $2,900. I mean, that's just... And as I say, because I'm an old person, anything made this century, I tend to think of as new. So, even though it's 22 years old, I like that. Yeah, 2012 Spider Lafan Custom. Once again, it would be really good to know if this came registered and roadworthy, but honestly, I like that. You know, I mean, if you needed a 250 cruiser, it looks great. There's no two ways about it. I don't care who you are, what you think. If you're looking at a 250 cruiser, that's just it. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah, now this person has more bikes for sale. I've seen a few others on their list here. So we got this Laro Custom. Same sort of idea. You can see the other one in the back there. So yeah, no, I think they're a couple of nice looking bikes. So we might end up, now we're getting a bit along in the tooth here, so we might just have a quick look at what else I've got in my saved ones. 2008 Kawasaki, snapped the valve, needs new head, bottom end gears all work like they should. Need gone, come and get it. 2008 KX 450, $900. Just depends how much you want to get into it. 94 BMW K75, $1,300. I'm not sure it's 94. Looking at those wheels, my 93 had the tri-spoke. They don't look like... that looks like an older model to me, but I may be wrong. 126,000 Ks, like I said, mine wouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, the clutch needs replacing, and possibly the gearbox, and I have to let it go. Have the original seat and panniers, would be perfect for someone who's restoring another K. Place the clutch on this, like that I could do that myself. It's $1,300. I sold mine for $1,500. It didn't need a clutch, but yeah, that's it's in New South Wales. It'd be a long trip down there for me to get it, but I miss my K bike very, very much, and I am definitely considering that if the chance happens. This KTM 300 97 model needs top end rebuild. Will need a barrel and piston and rings. Look, he had it for $1,500. He's dropped it to $1,200. I think that when it's fixed, that will be worth $1,500, and I think it's going to cost me $600 or $700 to fix it. I'm kind of thinking when I sell the CT200, I might take a trip in and offer him $600 and see if they'll let me take it away. This is just, I mean, so much bike for the money. 2010 BMW 1300S, $4,500. Wow. I have to wonder if this one's a scam, actually. It's just, yeah, too good. There's that GT2 600. And this one here, another bike I'd really like, but it's been listed for a year. I don't know if it'd even still be there. It's down to 4,600. I think it was 5,900 last time I had a look. Look, I've never ridden one of these. I think that they're the natural successor to the K75. So, yeah, I'm just thinking I'd really like to go and have a look at that one too. And he's had it for sale for a year, so, you know, might pick it up for $4,000. Anyway, I hope I haven't bored too many people. I just thought I'd have a bit of a look at what was around, and No worries. Thank you very much.